Raider Nation, what's going on? It's Mitchell Reds here from Chat Sports, and we got some breaking news to discuss. The Las Vegas Raiders have signed defensive tackle Doug Costin. I'm going to tell you how he's going to impact this team during the preseason. I'll tell you if he makes the 53-man roster and my one-word reaction. That's all coming up on today's show. But hey, today we are sponsored by True Classic. And if you like the t-shirt I got on, well, don't worry. I got a hell of a deal for you. Go to trueclassic.com/chat25. That link's going to be available for you guys down in the comments and in the description. Also, don't forget promo code chat25. That way they know Chat Sports, the Raiders Report, they sent you. So as soon as I got the news today around that Doug Costin signing with the Silver and Black, to me, this is going to be a move that the Raiders not really knew that it was coming, but Costin was in last week for a visit with the Silver and Black, and we know that McDaniels, we know that Patrick Graham, we know that Dave Ziegler are trying to add more big bodies to that Raiders defensive line because, let's face it, this is nothing new. The Raiders' biggest weaknesses right now from an overall roster standpoint is their defensive tackle room and their linebacker room. So yesterday, they lost a player. We'll talk about him here in just a little bit, which is the reason why they went out and signed Costin. But he's 6'2", 320 pounds. Tom Downey will probably say that he went to the real Miami. Shout out to the Red Hawks. 33 tackles in his career, 2 pass breakups, a big body guy up the middle. 13 career games played. Hasn't really played much over the past 2 seasons, really has only been a practice squad type of player. And the most reps that he got in the NFL was back in 2020. So he was with the Jacksonville Jaguars practice squad in 2020, 2021 a little bit, with the Bengals in 2021. Then he was with the Birmingham Stallions, the Pittsburgh Steelers, and then the Arlington Renegades. But now he is a member of this Raiders team. So what I want to know from everybody who's tuned in right now to the Raiders Report is, what is your one-word reaction to the signing of Doug Costin? You're about to get hit with a YouTube ad break. I want you to scroll on down because after that YouTube ad break, I'm going to give you my one-word reaction. My reaction here is competition. The key word for the Raiders during training camp, during OTAs, during minicamp, during the preseason has been competition. And if you don't love your current defensive tackle room, you're going to be able to bring in a player to add more of that competition. Last week, or I should probably say two weeks at this point, the Raiders, they signed Kyle Pecco. If you don't know who Doug Costin is, but you recognize the name Kyle Pecco, there you go. You can just say it's basically the exact same type of player because that's what both of these players bring to the table. Now, coming up here in a little bit, I'll tell you his PFF grades from his 2020 season. I'll tell you about the player that the Raiders lost yesterday for the season, a wicked injury, which is ultimately why this deal ended up going down. Now, the Raiders, they signed Doug Costin, and I'm going to make a terrible joke here, but these True Classic tees, they're not going to be costing you much. And if you want, you can get 25% off by using promo code CHAT25 if you like the getup that I got. So, hey, guys, I just wanted to take a minute to talk to you about these amazing tees and shorts that I'm wearing from True Classic. It's my go-to destination for tees, shorts, jeans, and other closet essentials. I love how their shirts fit and feel, offering guys premium products without the premium price tag. Believe me, once you try these shirts from True Classic, you'll never go back to regular basics. Okay, so how about this? We'll talk about the t-shirts for a second because that's what I'm wearing. And I know you've probably heard me rant about them before, but they are so comfortable, so good. Seriously, you haven't lived until you've worn one of these perfect fitting tees. They're ultra soft, cut to highlight your arms and chest, which I desperately need, while hiding your gut, which after a few beers and some boots, I'm sure you guys can understand. Plus, they come in packs because, well, we all hate laundry. So if you're ready to make the easiest upgrade to your wardrobe, go to trueclassic.com/chat25 and save 25% off with code CHAT25. Now, what's funny is anytime I get a sponsor here on the Raiders Report that I used before they sponsored the show, I love it. I can remember 2 or 3 years ago, I got the giant bundle, and it's this bundle, and it's still the one that I have. I walk to work every day. You want to know what shirt I wear on my walk-in when it's 109 degrees? True Classic tees. The Essential 9-pack is the way to go. Only $13.74 per tee. So if you like the shirt I got on, and He probably wears it better than I do. Go down to the comments. Go down in the description. Shout out to True Classic for hooking up the Raiders report. All right, let's look at the Raiders defensive tackle group here because this is where Costin is going to be battling it out, and he could just be competing all over the entire defensive line. I don't know if he's going to be playing this upcoming game against the Cowboys. I anticipate that he will because, well, that's why you end up signing a guy on Wednesday, because if you don't get to see what he's doing in the preseason, then you're not probably going to be able to evaluate the talent overall. I do think, though, that this screams, hey, we need extra bodies because they're probably sold on Bilal Nichols. I don't anticipate him playing. They're probably sold on Jerry Tillery. But after that, this is a wide open room. Like, Byron Young's going to make this roster. But then between John Jenkins, Adam Butler, Matthew Butler, Nesta Jade Silvera, Neil Farrell Jr., Doug Costin, there are still a lot of other competition battles to be looking at. And speaking of competition battles, the Raiders, they got to trim their roster from 90 all the way down to 53 by August 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Jeremy Chuggs and I, we're going to be live here on the Raiders Report, literally updating you to the second as soon as we get the brand new roster, the 53, all the moves that they make. But then also, if you're the type of person that it's bright and early on the West Coast, I get it, but you find yourself looking for Raiders news, looking for live shows, an interacting channel, I can promise you this, we're committed to excellence. Hit that subscribe button. That way you never miss anything going on around the silver and black. Something that happened yesterday, and it was very unfortunate because you never like to see a young player get injured. And according to Graphic Raider, Darian Butler tore his ACL and he tore his meniscus, and he was placed on the IR, and he is done for this upcoming season. I don't think that he would have made the 53. He did have the connections coming from Arizona State. Our producer actually is Jack today because Jeremy's off, so he's giving me one of these, and you guys know what this means, right? Yeah, go Sun Devils. That's not what I thought either. It's okay, though. But for Darian Butler, his linebacker coach at Arizona State was Antonio Pierce. Antonio Pierce now is the linebacker coach here with the silver and black. To me, I was looking at this linebacking group more of, Robert Spillane's going to make it. Divine Diablo's going to make it. Yes, the Raiders are going to keep Amari Burney as well, the linebacker who they drafted in the 6th round out of Florida. But I'll tell you what, Luke Masterson, I know he made the team last season. I don't think it's a lock. He's battling it out with Drake Thomas, a UDFA from NC State who had 12 tackles, led the Raiders, led the preseason last week. Curtis Bolton, happy birthday to him. He was talking about yesterday how him and his dad grew up Raiders fans and like to see Curtis Bolton really showing out and doing his thing. And then Kanai Malga not going to make this roster. The important thing, though, is between Curtis Bolton, Drake Thomas, if this team keeps 5 linebackers, it's between those 2 players. So I wanted to get you guys a video bright and early this morning again because when the Raiders make a move, my job here at the Raiders Report is to keep you guys updated and keep you entertained. The silver and black have added Doug Costin, the 6'2", 320-pound defensive tackle to their interior line. He does not have a lot of playing experience, but he will bring that big body. He will bring the energy. He is a very highly regarded player in terms of going out there, battling it out, and he's going to add some competition. So before I go here, will Doug Costin make the 53-man roster for the silver and black? We will find out on this upcoming Tuesday, August 29th at 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Give me a Y for yes. You could type your N for no. For me personally, as much as I am excited that the Raiders signed a DT, it's not going to happen. Costin's not going to make the 53, but I'm hoping that Alex, my fiance, her dad, her mom get to watch him play. They're going to be at the preseason game, which I bought her dad some tickets for his birthday. Chuggs and I, we're also going to be tailgating out near Arlington, out near AT&T Stadium. So if you find yourself going to Raiders Cowboys, hit me up on Twitter, hit me up on IG at MitchellRens365, and let's see if we can link up and maybe chug a beer or two.